Okay, so let's sit comfortably. What that means for you, um, as we were just referring with talking about the knee, you know, my comfortable seated position first thing might be a bit different from yours. So I like to sit on one block. You might like to sit on two, or a block and a cushion, or a block and a blanket, for instance. Generally, the higher up, the more comfortable we are. Okay, so walk the sit bones back just a little bit, and then let your hands rest somewhere that is comfortable for you. Close the eyes. Take a nice big breath in, and a slow, long exhalation out. Another breath in and out. And now let your breathing return to the nostrils. And direct your breath down into the bottom of your belly, along the back of your throat as it travels in. As you breathe out, feel the ribs drawing a little bit closer together, and the shoulders easing downwards away from the ears. And for this little space in time, notice what happens as you happen to breathe. And then we will bring in a little bit of ratio breathing. So I'd like you to begin to count your breath in and out. And this is a slow count, try not to hurry. You're going to breathe in with your next inhalation for a count of 5. Breathe out for 4. Breathing in for 5 when you're ready. And out for 4. Keep going. Do one more round. And then take your inhalation up to 6. Still breathing out for 4. Again, don't rush this. Take as long as you need. Now take your inhalation up to 7. If you need a little bit longer on the exhale, increase the exhale to 5. And finally, increase your inhale to 8. Breathe out for 5. Notice, if you can, the natural pause between the breaths. Do your best to sit in those pauses for as long as you can, without feeling that the breath is becoming strained. And remember that if these numbers don't work, feel free to take them to a ratio that works for you. I'm going to do one more round. And on this last exhalation, breathe out fully. Release all of the air from the lungs. And then let your breath return to normal. Sit for a moment or two, breathing in and out with ease. Again, noticing what happens as you happen to breathe now. Comparing any differences you may be feeling in your body or your mind. There's a perfect simplicity in a pranayama practice, yet its effectiveness is huge. You may have noticed that you feel a little bit lighter or calmer. Okay, so now you might like to open your eyes for a moment, and if you need to change the way that you're sitting, please choose another seated position. We're going to take another pranayama. We did this a few weeks ago on a Saturday morning, so I think, Joe, you might remember doing it. We're going to do bellows breath, Vastrika, and this is where we take a nice big inhalation in, and then we use our abdominal muscles to kind of almost expel the air, but in very short bursts. And we're going to try to do that for 10. So I'll demonstrate it in a minute. And eventually you could build it up to 15, build it up to 20, that sort of thing. So it depends what your capacity for this is. And the more we practice it, the easier it becomes. But the primary focus here is to use the strength of the muscles in the lower belly to force the air out. So you're kind of going like that. Obviously, I was breathing out through my mouth then. I don't want you to do that. I want you to breathe out through your nose. If you've got a cold this morning, you might want to blow the nose before you do this so you don't have any accidents. And if you are feeling like this isn't your practice, then you can repeat the ratio breathing that we were doing a moment ago. Okay. Sometimes it's helpful to put the hands on the tummy to do the practice. Other than that, you can have your hands onto your lap. Okay. So we'll start off by taking 2 rounds of just normal breaths, but breathing in deeply. Okay, so breathe in and out. Breathe in again and out. Exhale. So take a deep breath in here, keep the mouth closed. And then 10 short contractions of the belly. And then a big breath in and out. Okay, so that was 1 round. I'm going to do that again. And if you want to, you can stay, you can do it at your own pace. You can do more than 10, build it up to 15 if you want to. Okay, so deep breath in Then lots of short contractions. When you get to the end, breathe in and out. Good, we'll do it one more time. All right, nice big breath in when you're ready. And go. Good. And when you're done, let your breathing return to normal. So this is a really nice way to work the abdomen, and it's a really good cleansing breath. So it's great for doing at the start of the practice, just to get you warmed up and ready for moving. Okay, so with all of that in mind, bring yourself to have a little bit of a lay down. And we're going to start by drawing the knees in towards the chest. And this might be quite nice for the belly once you get there, okay? So a little bit of a rock from side to side across your back body. That's it. And then keeping a hold of just the right knee, slide the left leg straight down to the end of the mat and just hold the knee in towards the chest just for a couple of breaths so that we begin to wake up the hip flexors and open up into the right side of the body. Keep the left leg long, press the heel away strongly. Good job. Last breath here. And then keep a hold of the right knee, but use your left hand to hold on to it. Take your right arm out to the side a little if you've got room, and then take your knee across to the left and rolling gently down. Keep the right shoulder towards the ground. And just stay for a couple of breaths in a little bit of a twist. Don't force the body, it's too early for that. So be very gentle. Just let it go where it wants to go at this stage. Okay, take an inhalation when it comes, coming back to your center. Good job, and we'll swap sides. So slide the right leg away as you gather in the left. Extend through the right heel, toes high. And then gentle drawing in of the left knee towards the rib cage. Not forcing, not so that your shoulders feel compromised here at all. Just a gentle release, and notice the compression at the front of the left hip. Okay. Last breath here. And we'll hold on to the knee with the right hand, taking the left arm out somewhere that is easy for you, and then maybe rolling the knee across. And this is our first real rotations of the day, so we do need to be a little bit kinder here. You might be thinking, oh, I feel quite stiff, my body's not ready for this yet. And we honour, we listen, we respect these little communications that the body is making. Okay, take one more breath here. And on your inhalation, bring the knee back up and take hold of both knees. Bring both knees in towards your chest. Hold on to each kneecap and do circles with the knees independently of each other. We're just making sure the hips feel open and ready. Okay, do a couple of circles going the other way. All right, and give your knees a little squeeze in towards your chest. Take your nose towards your knees. And then gently lay your head back down And you can roll yourself over to one side as you come round and up to sit. Okay. Sorry, just tie my hair back again. If you can come over onto all fours, ladies, please. Okay, so we're going to keep our intention here in the belly and the abdomen, and also through the upper body as well. So we want to think about when we've got ourselves into this all four position here, not letting the shoulders or the heart kind of collapse towards the floor. I want you to press into the hands to lengthen the arms and see if you can spread your shoulder blades across the back of your body. Then taking your right leg out behind you so that it's straight down the mat, can you lift the right leg off of the ground? Okay, really nice. Now take the left arm forwards and reach through the fingertips. Take a breath in here. And as you breathe out, bring the knee and the elbow underneath together. And if you can lift your knee up really high, do that. Then inhale, stretch out, arm and leg, lengthen it away, go slow. And exhale, bring the knee and the elbow together. Lovely. One more time, breathing in, stretch it out. And exhale, curl it in. We're going to stay here for a little bit longer for 5, 4, 3. Keep lifting the right knee. 2, 1. Now stretch out through the arm and the leg again. Reach them out in their opposite directions. And then it's little pulses now with both the arm and the leg. So lifting the heel and the arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, and come down, hand down, knee down. Good. We're going to do the other side. Left foot out, right arm lifts. So the right hand's probably going, yes, thank you very much, even though it knows what's going to come. So left leg lifts, breathe in, and then out, knee and elbow come together, and then really lift the knee towards the chest. Use the tummy muscles. Breathe in, stretch it out. Nice, beautiful. And exhale, curl it in. Round through the shoulder blades, don't worry if you're wobbly. Inhale, stretch it out again. And exhale, curl it under. And again, staying here for a little bit longer. So really lifting the knee for 5, 4, lift the higher, 3, 2, 1. Now stretch out again. And 10 pulses, okay? So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Bring the hand down, bring the knee down. Slide the bottom or drop the bottom back towards the heels, round the upper body down, the head can come low, and maybe give your wrists a little bit of a roll out. So then let's float ourselves up to an all fours position. Maybe coming towards the back of the mat. And keeping the hips above the knees. Walk the hands forwards, please. And then bow the chin and the chest down towards the ground. So you give your back of your shoulders a little bit of a stretch out. And then use your tummy muscles to float you back up. So you're coming back into almost an all fours, but really long arm all fours, and really draw the navel in, and then gently come back down again. So lowering down, stretch out the shoulders, and then lifting up. Use your tummy muscles to do that lifting. Don't let it come from your upper body. One more time, coming down, and then drawing back up again. Nice. Okay, now from here, lay your elbows onto the floor. So you've got your forearms down, and then bring your hips forwards and lift up through the front of the chest, the Sphinx pose. Okay, bend both knees, point your toes up towards the ceiling. And then think about lifting the toes and almost lifting the knees off of the floor. And at the same time, lift the collarbones up as strong as you can. So the arms feel really light, hardly any weight into the arms, into the elbows. Good. And then gently come back down. Relax the legs. Make a pillow for your forehead to rest on and wiggle your hips from side to side. And then we're going to work with the Shalabhasana lift. So again, still strengthening through the back of the body here a little bit. So you can take both arms straight out in front of you. You've got your head maybe resting down onto the mat to begin with. Okay. Do your best to keep your feet on the floor. They will want to lift. If they want to lift, let them. But if you can, keep the toes, or the tops of the feet pressed onto the floor. And I want you to really focus on your shoulder strength here, okay? So taking an inhalation, and when you're ready, lifting up, just your upper body. Lift your thumbs as high as you can, and then exhale, slowly lowering back down. Do a couple more of these, please. So inhaling to come up. Nice. And exhaling to come down. Good. Go at your own pace. Do one more of these. And down when you're ready. Okay, now don't stop. We're going to take the arms out wide like a T shape. Slide, I've got a bit more room. And then do the same thing. Breathing in, coming up. Lifting the hands as high as you can. Drawing the shoulder blades towards one another on your back body. And then gently coming down. Good job. 2 more of these. So retracting your shoulder blades, draw them closer together. Okay, so doing 3 in total. And then resting for a moment as you bring your hands down by your sides. And this time it's a full Shalabhasana, so you can lift the legs if you want to, as well as the upper body and the arms. So 3 of these, breathing in to coming up and out when you're ready to come down. Now when you come up, keep lengthening the legs, lengthen out through the big toe joint, really strengthen the legs as you lift them high. Good, and then coming down. And if you've done, you're working towards 3. Super stuff. And then take a rest and have a wiggle of your hips from side to side. Perfect. And then last one, a little bit of cobra pose. So if you can bring your hands to the sides of your rib cage, fingers pointing forwards, let the elbows kind of go where they want to go at this moment in time, but be mindful of how your wrists feel. Keep the head and the neck in line with the rest of the spine. And as you breathe in, gently come up. Use your hands a little bit so your body weight is pressing into the hands. Remember, keep the neck in line with the rest of the body. And if your elbows are still really out to the sides, now wrap them in towards the rib cage and see if you can lift the chest up a little bit higher. Now hold this here for a couple more breaths. So I don't want your shoulders to be working too hard here, but I do want your lower back to feel this. Nice. One more breath. And then slowly come down. Okay, release the arms, take a rest, maybe make a pillow. Joe, I've lost your video. If you've, I don't know whether you know that. I hope you know that. I hope you can still hear me anyway. Okay, so relax your head, relax your neck, wiggle your hips. You're back now, I can see you now. There we go, Joe's back, yeah, cool. All right, we're going to do one more cobra pose, and then we'll take a little bit of a rest from back bends. So bring the hands to the sides of the rib cage again, legs nice and long. Don't worry about where the elbows come. Keep the head in line with the rest of the spine so you're not straining the neck or throat. And then breathe in to come up. And then wrap the elbows into the sides of the body. Lift the collarbones. And if you're looking forwards, brilliant. Squeeze the glutes. Lengthen out through the legs. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Nice. One more breath. And then slowly coming down. Good job. Wiggle the hips a little bit. Lift up to your hands and knees. Take a little mini cat pose. Just stretch out, protracting the shoulder blades across the back of your body. And then tuck your toes under. Find a downward facing dog. Let the head hang in between the arms. Pedal the heels. Good. And as we begin to gently wake up and stretch out the back of the legs, we'll then think about walking the feet upwards towards the top of the mat and allowing your body to hang over the front of the legs. Let the head hang, let the knees be soft. Maybe take a little bit of a sway to the sides. Good. And then we will slowly release the elbows and roll ourselves gently up to stand. And hopefully we're facing towards the top of the mat. If you're not, you can turn this way. It doesn't have to be right you don't have to be standing right at the top of your yoga mat. I'm just going to move this just a little bit so you can see more of the top of my head. That's a bit better. Okay, so let's bring the hands to the heart. Close the eyes. And we'll begin our little flow practice. Just a few breaths time. But for now, just stand steady. Feet anchored into the ground. Body tall and spacious. Balance of strength, yet lightness and space. Okay. So when you're ready, release the hands and take the arms wide as you bring the hands up and above your head. Leave your right hand where it is, and as you exhale, lower the left arm out to the side, and the right arm comes over the top of the head as you're taking a little side bend. Then breathe in, wave the arms back up to the ceiling, and then exhale the hands out, down, one arm over, one arm down. Long arm feels really heavy, and then reaching back up again. Let's do that one more time on each side. Exhaling out. Inhaling up. So we call this often swaying palm trees. So you just let your body sway with the breeze of your breath. Good. Then coming back up to the center. Very nice. And as you exhale this time, bend the knees and let your upper body float down towards the ground again. Allow the head to hang. Inhaling to slide the hands up, the front of the shins towards the knees and lengthening along the front body. And then exhaling to fold deeply down again over the front of the legs. Start to lift the sit bones. And then arms come wide as you come back up to stand. Palms together above your head. And then exhaling down through the center line. Okay. As you inhale, release the arms out wide as you gather it all up above your head. Exhale to the side again. Breathing out, leaning over. Press your hip away to the opposite side and lift the rib cage here. And then inhaling back up to the center. Same thing other side. So leaning over. Then press out through the hip and then lift the exposed side of the rib cage. Lift it up. Inhale back to the center. And then exhale to float gently down. Forward fold, so ease it out. Halfway lift, draw the navel in, use the tummy muscles. Exhale to fold down. Inhale up to stand again. Arms come wide and above the head together. Exhale to the heart. Okay, so this time inhaling, coming up. As you exhale, Utkatasana please. So knees bend, sit bones sink. Arms could stay high, reaching diagonally forwards. Gaze is out in front, collarbones lift. Nicely done. Okay, taking a couple of breaths here. Just hold it here. Feel the legs getting stronger. Let the shin bones keep falling forwards. Nice. Okay. On your next exhalation, keep the knees soft, but allow your navel to draw in as you hinge forwards down to the ground. Take your left hand to the outside of your right foot, and as you breathe in, take the right hand up towards the ceiling. Straighten your right leg. Bend your left knee. Good. Coming back down as you exhale. Right hand to left leg or foot. Left arm lifts and straighten the left leg. Lift through the left hip and side of the leg. Exhale to come down. Nicely done. Inhale, arms wide, come all the way back up. Exhale, hands down to your heart again. Good. How are you all doing? You both all right? Yeah, looking good, ladies. Inhaling when you're ready. Let's take the arms wide again. Utkatasana, please. Exhale. Good. Stay here. Just set the legs. Make sure you feel super comfy. Nice. Then, when you're ready, you're going to take your left hand to your right knee and take your right arm up, twisting a little bit. Keep the legs in the Utkatasana. Open through the chest, open through this side of the rib cage. Okay, another breath here. And then as you exhale, return back. So you're in your kind of half Utkatasana forward fold. And then as you inhale, right hand to the outside of the left leg, lifting up through the left fingertips and breathing into the left rib cage. Okay, as you exhale, slowly back to your center. And then round your way up to stand. Just let the arms hang, shoulders round. And when you get upright, let the shoulders continue to roll back and then forwards and up and back and forwards a couple of times. Good. Okay, just take a moment for a second. I just need to open my window. It's boiling in here. It's not, I think my, let me do one more thing. Sorry, my heating had come on and it's sweltering in here with the heating on. Okay, my loves. So coming back to the top of your mat, and we'll do a little sun salute now just to start prepping the hips a little bit more, okay? And then we'll incorporate some of these moves that we've been doing so far with these twists in the arms and things. All right, so let's inhale, take the arms wide and high above your head. And as you exhale, fold down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. And then as you exhale, leave your fingertips on the floor. Your right foot stays where it is and step your left foot down to the end of your yoga mat and pop your left knee onto the ground. You can put a padding underneath it, a block or a blanket if you need to. Inhale when you're ready and lift your arms up, opening into the front of the left hip. Lift through the heart, the collarbones. Nice. And then gently lower the hands back down. Place the hands on the floor. Lift up through the back knee, press the left heel back for a moment, and then step the right foot back to join the left. Press through the heels, point the tailbone towards the back of the mat, and as you did before, press into the hands and round your shoulder blades. Then pop your knees down, tilt your tailbone to the ceiling, and drop your chin and your chest to the floor. Swoop through, find those Bhujangasana that you found before that felt really good and strong, not too much in the arms or the shoulders, but squeeze the glutes, lift the collarbones, and then gently come down. Lift up to hands and knees and find a downward facing dog. Pause here for a moment or two. Using soft knees, tilt the tailbone up towards the ceiling and let your head hang in between the arms. If necessary, press through the thumb and the index side of the palm, so you're really strengthening through the inside line of the arms. Then it's the left foot's turn. Okay, so on the next inhale, take the left foot up to your ceiling and then bring it underneath your body towards your left thumb. Place it down and pop your right knee down. Breathe in, coming up, lifting up high. Lifting through the collarbones. Nice, pressing the right hip forwards. And then lowering down. Perfect. Lift up the right knee, press back through the right heel. And then a little bit of momentum from the right leg as you step the right foot to the top and hang down. Pause here for a breath, maybe hold your big toes and use your strength of your arms, your upper body to lower you down a little bit closer towards the feet. Lifting through the sit bones, relax the shoulders if you can. Bring the chin to the chest. Very nice. And then we'll grow slowly. Release the feet. Breathe in. You can roll up if you like, as we've done already. Draw the navel in as you do this. Bring the head up last. And then roll the shoulders back a couple of times. Okay. So let's add on to our little sequence. So breathing in. Arms come wide and up above your head. Take an Utkatasana as you breathe out. Nice. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, folding down the front of your legs. Left hand to right foot. Breathe in. Lift the right arm and bend the left knee, straightening the right leg, opening along the side of your body. Breathing out and gently lowering the right hand. And as you breathe in, right hand to left foot, left hand lifts up high, bend the right knee and open up through the left side of the leg. Exhale down. Good job. Place the hands on the floor, leave the right foot where it is, step the left foot back down to the end of your yoga mat. Pop your left knee onto the ground. Breathe in and raise your arms up. Anjali-asana, left hip forwards, collarbones wide. As you exhale, bow down towards the ground. Good job. Leave the left hand on the floor, press back through the left heel, and take the right hand up towards the ceiling. So the left knee's now off the ground. That's great. Nicely done, ladies. Good job. Now lower right hand down. Step back towards the end of the mat with the right foot. Plank pose it is. Hold this nice and strong. Good. And then knees come down to the ground, tilt the tailbone, chin and chest down, lower down to Ashtanga Mudra, and then Cobra pose, untuck the toes, draw the elbows in, lift the collarbones. Coming down when you're ready, up into a downward facing dog. Tuck your toes under. Nice. Head hangs. Soften through the neck. Relax the jaw. And then we'll lift the left foot to the ceiling. Breathe in. As you breathe out, bring the knee underneath you and step it through. Right knee comes down, breathe in, lifting up. Perfect. Exhale, folding down. Right hand onto the ground, right toes tuck under, right heel back. Inhale, left arm lifts up, opening up right through the side of the hip. As you exhale, left hand comes down. And then a little bit of a spring it forwards as you inhale. And as you exhale, hold your big toes and allow yourself to hang towards the end. Towards the top of the mat, sorry. Inhaling, arms come wide, come all of the way up. Exhale, fall over, hands to heart. Good job. How are you doing, ladies? So far, so good. Looking very elegant through all of this. I love it. Okay, so we'll add tiny, tiny bits on as we go. So breathing in, arms wide. Oh, actually, sorry, stop. Bring your feet together, please. Big toes together, outside edges of your feet parallel. If this is uncomfortable for your hips or your lower back, just stand with your feet hips width apart again. Okay, so let's breathe in. Arms come wide and high. Breathe out, Utkatasana. So a different Utkatasana sensation because the legs are together. Squeeze the inner thighs towards one another. Keep letting the shin bones fall forwards, the sit bones sink down. Okay, take a breath in here. As you exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Nice. Lower the heart a bit further down so that it's in line with your hips. Okay, still got Utkatasana legs, just a little bit lower. Take another breath here. And as you exhale, as you inhale, slowly turn to the right and bring the left elbow to the outside of the knee. So you're twisting Utkatasana. Prayer hands are at the heart-ish. Right elbow points up towards the ceiling. And you're looking towards the tip of your right elbow. Good. Take another breath here. Now you have the option to either step back with your left leg from this position, or you can bring your hands to the floor and then step the left foot back, and then coming back into a twist. So back to hands at the heart, left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Okay, really wiggle the left toes back so your body is as long as possible, and you can feel this into your right glute. Good, very nicely done, ladies. Now gently release, hands down to the ground. And we're going to sweep the right foot all the way up to the ceiling this time. So take it back and up. Good. Bend the right knee, bring the heel to the bottom, and then stack. So we're flipping the dog. We're stacking the right hip on top of the left hip. We'll just move over a little bit, it's not a lot of room. And I want you to look initially underneath your right arm. Let your right leg be floppy and heavy. And then I want you to look underneath your left arm and see if you can see your foot. And when you turn your gaze that way, you're going to get a really nice stretch down the right-hand side of your body. Good job. Level off your hips. Reach your right foot up to the ceiling and step it again to the top of your mat. Okay. Spin your left heel to the floor. We're prepping for warrior two. The right knee stays bent. Breathe in, left arm lifts forwards and up in a big cartwheel, and you're into warrior two. Okay, little vinyasa that we did last week, so you might remember it. We're going to breathe in, forearm to the thigh, left arm alongside the ear and reach. So we've got a stretch on the left side of the body now. Now we're cartwheeling, exhaling, left hand to the left thigh, right arm over the top of the head. Keep the right knee bent, the hip descending. Good. back to a side angle stretch. Nicely done. And then back to warrior two. Okay, so we're just adding that little bit in to our sequence. Now when we come down, right hand's going to come to the floor, left hand comes up and over, left heel lifts, and I'd like you to step back to plank. And we'll do this little vinyasa here, knees down, tilt the tailbone, chin and chest down. You can always skip this out and just stop into dog or child's pose, up into Bhujangasana, and then backwards into downward dog when you're ready. Okay, just pause here, head hangs. Good. And then we're going to look at the thumbs and walk the feet forwards to the hands. Bring the big toes together, outside edges of the feet parallel. Let the shins fall forwards, the sit bones sink down. Let yourself come into that kind of really low Utkatasana position that we had the hands at the heart for the twist. And I want you to do it slightly differently this time. I'd like you to take your left hand to the outside of your right foot or your elbow to the outside of your knee, and then lifting the right arm up. So you might find that this is a tighter twist. You might notice that your bottom wants to lift. Keep it lowering down. Keep the knees and the shins falling forwards. Good. Take another breath here. And then slowly come down. Grow up, breathe in, rolling up slowly as we come back up to stand. Good. So we're going to do that little sequence now on the other side. So take a breath in, arms come wide. And Utkatasana. So remember, the feet and the knees are together, so we can really use the inner thighs. We want to keep squeezing there, use that strength. Then we're bringing the hands to the heart and we're lowering the bottom down. Oh, sorry, the bottom does lower, but we're lowering the heart a little bit in line with the hips. Okay, so you can feel the compression at the front of the hips. Maybe draw the navel in a little bit. This will really help. Then we're turning to the left this time. The right elbow finds the outer knee if it's there. If not, you can repeat what we've already done, which is the hand to the outside of the foot. And you could put your left hand on the back of your body if you wanted to. Okay, so we're staying here. We're taking a couple more breaths. Looking good, ladies. Well done. Okay, so then the option is to put the hands on the floor and step the right foot back, or to stay here. And as you stay here, maybe we'll try it this time, lift the right heel off of the ground and then slowly take the right foot all the way back. Let it toes find the floor. If you put your hands down, don't worry, but just come back into your twist. Your prayer hands at your heart, rotating your body round. Nice. Okay. And then gently returning to the center, releasing the hands down. And we're going to sweep the left foot up to the ceiling from here. So take it up, three-legged dog. And then bending the knee, stack the left hip. Begin by looking underneath the left arm. So the left side of the waist feels really long, left leg floppy, heavy. And then if you like, turn your head to look underneath the right arm. You're looking for your foot. Use that to find a different sensation of stretch. Good. Level off the hips, reach the left foot up to the ceiling, and then step it up to the top of your mat again. Spin your right heel to the floor, and then a big looping cartwheel. Right arm comes up and over, and you're into warrior two. Beautiful. Okay, take a breath in. Forearm comes to the thigh. Right arm alongside the ear, right side of the body lengthens, left hip drops. And then exhale, reverse the warrior. Left arm comes over the top, reach through the left fingertips. And then again, inhaling, side body stretch for the right hand side. And warrior two as you exhale. Beautiful. Spin up the right heel, cartwheel the left hand, the right hand down. Good job. And then we're going to step the feet forward, the foot forwards, the feet together, big toe joints together. Let the shins fall forwards, the sit bones sink down, the heart in line with the hips. Reach the hands out behind you, like you're a ski jumper about to take the high jump. And if you can, bring your hands to link, the fingers link behind your back body. Begin to lift your sit bones, let your head hang and roll your shoulders back. So maybe you can lift your hands off of the back body, letting the chin come towards the chest, lifting through the inner thighs, as well as the sitting bones. Good job. Then from here, we'll come up to stand. So draw the navel in, lift your heart, soft knees, come all the way up, and then release your hands, bring them all the way up to the ceiling above your head, and gently allow them to fall to your heart as you breathe out. Take a breath or two with your eyes closed. Shoulders relaxed, heart beating. Okay. So I'd like us to take one more variation on our twisting theme. So we're going to use our little vinyasa sequences to come to downward facing dog. So you can start with your feet hips width apart if you prefer. And you might want one of these blocks. So if you've got one of those, we're going to come into pigeon in a minute. And some people quite like pigeon, or a block for pigeon, or a blanket for pigeon. But that might be you, that might not be. Okay. All right. So let's bring the hands to the heart. Close the eyes. Take a breath. And then on an inhalation, slowly release the hands out wide and bring them up above your head. Beautiful. Utkatasana as you breathe out. Feel that lovely strength in your legs developing, drawing the navel in, lifting the collarbones, strong lower legs, calves working. Take another breath here, breathing in. And as you exhale, fold gently down over the front of the legs. Inhale halfway, breathe in. Front body lengthens, lift the back of the brain. And then exhale, fold down. Gently walk your feet back to downward dog. And let the head hang in between the arms. Lift the sit bones. Lengthen the arms. Good. And then from here, take your right foot up to your ceiling. And then bring the right knee to the mat behind your right wrist. Take your foot across to the left. And then start to walk the left leg back. Okay, now notice that there's a big gap here. So this is where you could take your blanket or your block or something and just put something there if you need it. The main emphasis, the main priority is your front knee. You can help protect that knee by keeping the ankle dorsiflexed, so it means that it looks like a right ankle. But if this is a problem, you can always come and lay on your back and I'll give you an alternative, if that's the case. However, what we're going to do is a little bit of a twist here, but we'll get there in a minute. I want you to lift up onto your fingertips, and lift your collarbones, just like you would do for Bhujangasana. Okay. Now it might be that you can take your hands behind your back body, linking your fingers, roll your shoulder blades together and lift your chest some more. Okay, very nice. So this is Raja Kapotanasana, so royal pigeon pose. And the actual pose, the finished pose, is to bend your left knee and to put your head on your foot. But as you can see, there's a few years more practice needing to go into that one for me. Okay, we're going to come into a twist though. So I want you to take your hands and bring them to your heart. Lean forwards a little bit. Turn to your right and see if you can bring, you might need to let go of the hands, but bring your left elbow to your right knee and twist. Okay, so there's a load going on here. If you can't twist with the hands in prayer, just have the elbow sort of towards the knee, that direction. Put your right hand on your lower back and just turn your head to look down to the end of the mat. So you've got a big deep flexion in the hip, and the glutes being worked here, your spinal rotation going on. And to top it all off, you're probably using your core to help you stay balanced. Take another breath here. Good. And then gently unravel your way back to your center. Good, and this is the best bit. So tuck under the left toes, walk the left knee in a little bit further, and take your block out. And then lift yourself up to three-legged dog pose. Head hangs. And lower the right foot to the floor. Have a little dance, a little pedal, but downward dog always feels so gorgeous after pigeon. So you might, really nice thing to do, take a big breath in and then blubber your lips as you breathe out. Let's do that again one more time. All right, left side, lift left foot up to the ceiling. Bring the left knee behind the left wrist, take the foot out to the side. So we're coming into pigeon pose with the left side. That's it. Okay, when you get there, tuck the right toes under so you can walk the right leg back and maybe support with a block if you need it underneath your left side. Because the priority here is to keep this area in your lower back nice and level, because the lumbar spine doesn't like twisting so much, so we don't want to overdo this area. So if we start with a balanced, stable base, then the pose becomes a little bit more accessible. Okay, so first of all, come up onto your fingertips and lift the collarbones, and notice how the right leg, you're engaging those muscles there to help you lift. If you want, you can take your hands behind your back, link your fingers, roll your shoulders together, open up the chest even more. Okay, keep lifting the bottom ribs away from the front of the hips. Nice. And then gently lower, coming forwards. And you're looking to get your right elbow. So you might want to just put your right elbow there and then see what happens next. So the left hand could rest on the back of your body, could be on the floor by your side, or you could find the prayer arms that we've done this morning and turn your body. Turn from the rib cage. Remember, keep asking the rib cage to turn so that it's not you yanking yourself from the shoulders. Just hold this position for another couple of breaths. All right. So then very gently releasing and making your way back to your center. And tucking under the right toes, walk the right knee a little bit further in. And then when you come up, the left foot can lift up nice and long. And as you place it back down, soft knees, sit bones move back and up, chin to chest. Well done. And then bring the knees down to the floor. Untuck your toes and pause in child's pose. Any variation that you wish. So when you feel that you are ready, come up. And we are going to finish the practice laying down. We're going to take a lying belly twist to finish, and then we'll come straight into Shavasana. So if you want a layer to put on or a blanket, have it nearby so that you can reach it with ease. And then come and lay yourself down onto your yoga mat and bring your knees in towards your chest. And take a little rock across your back body from side to side. Okay. So, pop your feet back down onto the floor. Take your arms out to the sides. Lift your hips and move them to the left. Then pick your feet up off of the floor, breathing in. And as you exhale, let the knees roll out to the right. And use your right hand to weigh down the knee. And maybe turn your head in the opposite direction. If you want to straighten the legs, you can. And hold gently onto the toes if you do so. Breathe into the sides of your body, side of your waist, your rib cage. And whilst you might still find this pose a challenge, that's okay. We want there to be an aspect of challenge, of difficulty. But do compare how you feel in your twist now compared to how it felt right at the very beginning, all that time ago. What does your breath feel like? That's the biggest clue to how you're doing in any pose. Can you breathe here? Do you have to think about breathing? Because if you don't have to think about breathing, or if the breath is coming as pure pleasure, then you know that the pose is doing its job. All right, last couple of breaths on this side. Super stuff. So then let's release and set ourselves back to the center. Pop the feet back down, and you want to bring your hips back to the middle of the mat. Then lift them again, take them to the right. Lift the knees up to the chest. Breathe in. And as you exhale, knees over to the left. And you can keep them bent, you can keep the legs, you can straighten the legs if you want. The right shoulder wants to come a little bit closer to the ground if you can, or even if it's lifted away and it doesn't touch Think about it moving in the direction of the ground. Enjoy exploring where your breath travels, maybe on the right hand side this time. Couple more breaths, please. And then you can slowly bend the knees and bring the knees back to the center. Placing the feet down and moving the hips back in line with the rest of your spine. And then preparing your body for resting into Shavasana. So find a comfortable laying down position using whatever props that you might find helpful. Good. So spread your heels out, let your toes roll out, legs feel long. Relax your knees. Allow the space across the front of the hips and the pelvis to become softer. Noticing that your body weight is sinking into the ground through the back of your pelvis. Shoulder blades flat against the floor. And maybe the arms a little bit away from the sides. Palms facing the ceiling, the fingers lightly curled. Relax your shoulders, your rib cage and your collarbones. Allow your brain to sink into the back of your skull. Your entire head resting deeply. Also allow your eyes to fall into the back of their sockets. Becoming smoother and softer. Space between the eyebrows increasing. Skin across your forehead, smooth. Your whole body calm and relaxed. Okay, ladies. Now, of course, if you feel that you would like to continue your Shavasana for a little bit longer, feel free to remain as you are. Or if you are coming out and finishing the practice with me, then begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And as you take some deeper breaths in and out, turn your head gently from side to side. Take a stretch out any way that feels good. And then you can bend your knees and roll yourself gently over to one side. And then make your way around and up to sit when you're ready. Well done, both of you, well done. Okay, let's finish together. So sit gently, sit how you like. Fingertips to the floor by your sides. Breathe in and bring your hands up above your head. Sealing in your practice, breathing out, bringing all of that lovely energy into your heart. And close your eyes, bow your head forwards and breathe, relaxing your shoulders, softening through your jaw. And intending to carry on this yoga energy, this vibe, through the rest of your day. So take a breath in when it comes. Namaste to you. And have a very lovely rest of your day. And thank you, well done for coming.